is dead.
Breaking! Joe Biden has died.
I'm Greg.
I'm Snow Himbo. Welcome to Pilled.
We're coming at you with the breaking news. You know what? We might have to actually take Biden out. Maybe not. I was thinking about taking Biden out of that intro because out of respect for his death. Okay, he's dead already. He's basically dead because if you're already like stumbling on like your own 2 feet and you can't talk and you talk like a broken robot, then you're already dead. You're basically already dead.
He was dead inside decades ago, but it seems like his physical form. I don't know if someone found his phylactery or what. They cast Ward Undead. You know, they had a cleric come in there and finally, you know, like banish him back to the 9 hells. But in breaking news, Joe Biden has been diagnosed with being a piece of shit or something. Anyway, Joe Biden diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer that has spread to his bones, which is news to me. I didn't know Joe Biden had bones. I guess he does.
Yeah, do lizards have bones? Yeah, right.
Yeah, they do. It's the sharks that only have like cartilage. Maybe he's a shark. I'm not sure. Look at that. Look at that 800-year-old piece of shit. Former U.S. President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. His office said Sunday. Biden was seen last week by doctors after urinary symptoms, and a prostate nodule was found. He was diagnosed with the cancer on Friday, with the cancer cells having spread to the bone. While this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective treatment. That's the bad news. Prostate cancers are given a grade called a Gleason score that measures on a scale of 1 to 10 how the cancer cells look compared with normal cells. Biden's score of 9 suggests his cancer is among the most aggressive. When prostate cancer spreads to other parts of the body, it often spreads to the bones. Metastasized cancer is much harder to treat than localized cancer because it can be hard for drugs to reach all the tumors and completely root out the disease. However, when prostate cancers need hormones to grow, as in Biden's case, they can be susceptible to treatment that deprives the tumors of hormones. So I guess Joe Biden is about to receive gender-affirming care, which is very progressive.
I can't wait for female Joe Biden. That's gonna be great. When they resurrect him, they're probably gonna take his DNA and then clone him into a woman this time.
Yeah,
it'll be like Joe Biden, but stumbling way more.
Let's see, and you got all the people who are kind of. Joe Biden's health was campaign focus. And I got to give a shout out to our community because our community has shown so much support. It's just been an outpouring of amazing support for Joe Biden and his cancer struggle. I'm just going to share.
Our comrades are really doing.
They're so supportive. I'm just going to share some snippets of the people reacting to the news. This is Empire of Lies. I'm gonna just kind of zoom that in there. In his remaining days, may the ghosts of every Palestinian killed by genocide Joe haunt his nightmares, and may his evil soul burn in hellfire eternal. Sharing an article from Haaretz stating Gaza's last hospital for 10,000 cancer patients shuts down due to repeated Israeli strikes.
Oops.
Gaza's Hamas-controlled health ministry announced on Friday that the European hospital in Khan Yunis would be closed. So that's one person reaching out and sharing their support. This, I think, wins the award for best tweet possibly of the fucking month. From a friend of the show, Caitlin Johnstone. Prostate cancer has a right to exist. Give the metastatic malignant tumor everything it needs to defend itself from the unprovoked attacks of oncologists. Oh, that's perfect. That's fucking perfect.
There's something with prostates, man. Because look,
yeah, BB got it too.
BB's got the shit too.
Does prostate cancer
first time ever? I am on the. We're fighting the war on cancer.
On the side of cancer. Is there a connection there? Is committing genocide does that create an increase
I don't know,
in risk?
But this seems like good enough justice for war criminals who literally are participating in genocide. I mean, the least you can have is zero empathy. But having empathy is a whole different level of shit liberally that I'm not able to.
This is Proud Socialist. I think that's Ryan Knight, right? I'm pretty sure.
It is.
Yeah. You should have kept your campaign promise to cure cancer, Joe Biden. I promise you, if I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes America. We're going to cure cancer. And I'm kind of curious. Where the fuck did this go? Do you remember when he was just like, we're curing cancer, Jack? And then disappeared, like nothing ever happened again?
But yeah, it was just like the healthcare plan and the $15 minimum wage.
Yeah.
All those things that never happens.
Fuck me. Oh, that was so weird because it's one of those instances in politics where they say like some radical thing and then everybody's like, holy shit. And then it just nothing ever comes of it, like at all. Anyway, we got some more really good outpouring of support for poor Joe Biden. Iva's Margaret Kimberly, friend of the show. I have as much empathy for Biden as he had for the people of Gaza. # genocide Joe. Let's see here. Again, everybody just being real supportive. Oops. Fuck. Hold on. Adam Media. There we go. From Adam Media, another friend of the show. I'm gonna stop saying it now. Joe Biden sent the bomb that blew up a hospital treating children with cancer. Apparently, it's evil of me to not wish him a speedy recovery. Got it. So as you can see, just the outpouring of grief is... Comrade Cisco, the tumor has the right to self-defense. I'm joining the war on cancer on the side of the tumor inside Joe Biden. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, that's good. So as you can see, we're just getting a lot of really supportive comments from Fluxus. Breaking news, photo released of Joe Biden's cancer cells. And it's just Israel, because of course it is. Let's see.
This is basically the normal reaction.
Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it. Give me a break. Give me
a break, Jack.
Yeah, give me a break. So this is from Toxic Leftist. If you feel a tiny ounce of remorse for celebrating Joe Biden's imminent demise, this video should recalibrate those feelings for you.
This kind of question, veto options. Let's assume, and I've asked this kind of question, veto question. Let's flash forward. Your president, Bernie Sanders, is still active in the Senate. He manages to get Medicare for All through the Senate in some compromised version, the Elizabeth Warren version or other version. Nancy Pelosi gets a version of it through the House of Representatives. It comes to your desk. Do you veto it?
I would veto anything that delays providing the security and the certainty of healthcare being available now.
So there you go. But we've got some weird reactions because you're seeing a lot of you're seeing a lot of people on the left basically crab dancing. We're all crab dancing.
Woo!
But we're seeing some lived up shit from the MAGA people. This is Donald Trump Jr. Agreed 100%. Breaking. Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Politics aside, we wish him a speedy recovery. It is rare moments like this that you start realizing not only are they all in a big club, but these people aren't that ideologically different. Because you got people on the left who are crab dancing because we are all so enraged with this man's existence that we are waiting until he dies to throw a fucking party because of his actions just in Gaza alone. Not to mention everything else throughout his wretched career. And it's been a long and disgusting one. But you've got the MAGA crowd who are just like, oh, we wish him well. It's like, what do you wish him well for? I thought you guys we're rooting for President Biden in this fight.
Okay, out of all honesty, I really think that Biden has been dead.
You think he's been
dead?
I
don't think he's actually been alive at least for 3 years.
What have they been doing? Just like AI or like
they probably cloned him and then they put they put a mask suit on.
You'd think they'd clone a better president.
I think they fucked up and that's why they didn't. Because look, a lot of it, do you remember that weird AI video that they came out with?
Pro-insurrection and pro-American.
Look at his eyes here.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. When you look at old videos of Joe Biden, he does not look like the same person. And it's not just oh, he got old. It just looks different. It's real weird. It's real fucking weird. I don't know really how to quantify it.
Okay, so here's the thing. And you put, I don't know if you put this in the segment or not, but because the cancer spread to his bones, that means it's not a recent diagnosis. They've been sitting on this information for at least years now.
Or maybe they just didn't catch it. I mean, so with a president, what kind of how diligent is the medical workup? Because you would essentially have to scan the person's whole body. You would have to continually scan for cancer all over the place. I don't personally know. But I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Could this have gotten missed? Or did they just know he had cancer and they were just I mean, obviously it's possible because they hid his dementia and all of his cognitive issues for years. And we're saying
and they lied about it, yeah.
And we're saying ridiculous.
This is an actual doctor. This is an actual physician with an opinion saying, okay, he says, prostate cancer is the easiest cancer to diagnose when it first starts and watch it progress to bone metastases. Yes. The PSA blood test shows the rate of cancer cell growth for even the most aggressive form. It is a 5 to 7 year journey without treatment before it becomes metastatic, meaning that it would be malpractice for this patient to show up and be first diagnosed with metastatic disease in May 2025. It is highly likely he was carrying a diagnosis of prostate cancer throughout the White House tenure and the American people were just uninformed.
Yeah. Well, it was, he was demented the whole time and the American people weren't informed then. Not to mention,
we were informed. We saw their own two eyes. I beat Medicare. He lost the election because of that. You realize that, right? He lost the election because he said, I beat Medicare. And then Trump said, yeah, you beat it to death.
Not just that, the other one where he's I don't know what he just said there. I don't think he knows either.
And if anyone remembers this, back in 2022, he let he slipped up a little bit.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us to be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? It had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate. People I grew up have cancer. So damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't for the longest time, Delaware.
He literally says, I have cancer.
Yep.
I don't know what to, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't make a definitive opinion, but guys, I don't know.
Well, that doctor is correct. Like metastatic cancer is when the cancer has gone untreated long enough. Long enough that like
aggressive form of cancer that's spread to his bones. That means he had it in the White House. He was a sitting president with cancer, and they didn't do anything about it. They made him. They let him stuck out as a last rung. The election was fake. I know that's why they swapped in Kamala probably.
Let's look this up. Okay.
No, Orca, we're not taking NBC's word for it. We're saying that because NBC, it's not just NBC, like the diagnosis that it spread to his bones. And if the cancer spread to his bones, that means it's been there for at least a year. They've known that he had cancer throughout like at least 1 year of his presidency.
Okay.
And this is just another thing that they just didn't tell us about.
Okay. So a score of 9 indicates that the cancer cells look very different from normal prostate cells and are likely to grow and spread rapidly. This places the cancer in grade group 5, the highest risk category, associated with a greater likelihood of metastasis and a more challenging prognosis. Y'all, let's see here. The ACS states that the 5-year relative survival rate for individuals with prostate cancer that is spread to distant lymph nodes, organs, or the bones is 31%. Y'all, he's cooked. Sleepy Joe,
the cooker for a while, and they just didn't tell anyone.
Sleepy Joe is about to be eternally asleep.
You want to make another prediction on tomorrow's news today?
Let's do it.
How long does Joe Biden have to live?
Okay.
Give your time frame.
Okay, so
I think 6 months.
Let's go through all the different factors, okay? The first factor is his age. The second factor is his obvious dementia. Those are going to be 2 complications. They're going to be a complication with his treatment as well. Why? Because if people aren't cognitively aware and they have active dementia, that's going to make treatment more challenging. Okay. And now we have metastatic cancer of the prostate that has already spread to his bones.
It says July 4th. That'd be epic if he died on Independence Day.
I would throw a party. And yeah, to anyone who gets put off by us taking this the way it is, I
don't think anyone does. He's one of the worst.
No, I don't.
Of our lifetime.
Yeah, and like even just his like normal presidential run, he was unpopular enough, but you tack on like a fucking genocide that he's just like doing on top of that, and it's just like, god damn, bro. Like nobody's gonna like you.
No, he came close to George W. Bush. He came very close. Like if you ask me to rate the presidents, like that Biden term was not as bad as the first Trump term. I'm saying that honestly. Like, and they all do really bad shit. So I'm not saying that it's like, equal by any reasonable means, but Jesus Christ, that was a bad, because he if you remember, he devastated Maui, he devastated North Carolina. That was like his Katrina. So he had his own Katrina, he had his own Vietnam. One of the worst, and delivered on nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think he freed that one Native American activist. What the fuck is his name again? Leonard Peltier. And I think that was the only good thing that he ever did in his entire presidency. And
here's the thing. The thing is, they just keep getting worse. Like, they keep getting progressively worse. And the only thing that changes is the aesthetics. Like, it's just a downhill. Anyway, let's get to the fun part. Because we got some liberals who are in their feelings a little bit. A little bit of liberal feelings here. I don't know why this president gave you nothing and attached the party you support with genocide. But let's go look this up. This is crazy, man. Look at this. This is from Stephen V. Pretty popular. Life isn't fair. President Biden was a great president, and a lot of people turned their backs on him at the end. I wonder why. I wish him nothing but love and positivity. Meanwhile, you have a complete piece of shit in the White House who has earned that karma. I got news for you, Stephen. Everybody I know is using the word karma, referring to this guy. Most people hate Biden, and a lot of the people who voted for him were mostly voting against Trump. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. This tweet not going as planned, Knob.
I didn't mean to prematurely enter that Joe Biden's not actually dead part, but it's worth mentioning for sure. They definitely knew for like a while. So it's really a surprise that the liberals are like, oh wow, Joe Biden has cancer? Yeah, no, dude, he's had cancer.
Yeah.
He's had
Can we have another 300 billion in weapons anytime, Jack? Can I have sick pay? Not a chance, sonny boy. Genocide Joe. This is a good one. What happened to student loan forgiveness? Midterms are over, Jack. Like, this is a great president, for fuck's sake. He was enabling and funding a genocide. Despicable. Joe Biden's garbage career, a timeline. Like, this is the vibe. Oh, he got mad. Angela, Free Palestine. Y'all need to seek help. The man was a racist, genocide supporting war criminal. Won't be missed. And he's like, fuck off, you dumb cunt. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, this was good. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, wait, prayers already answered. Hugs. Oh, I gotta drop some likes there. Wrong. Biden is a complete piece of shit. Karma doesn't miss. Look at this. It's just, oh, it's so good. And then we got this dude who crashed out over Caitlin Johnstone. Barbarism critic, sorry. Barbarism critic said, "This is what killed my father. It was excruciating. I used to say I never wish it on my worst enemy. I've changed my mind." And SpongeBat with 2 followers. I hope when Trump starts genociding all the women and LGBT people, you're the first one to get rounded up and put in the death camp, you fucking C-word. People like you are why humanity is a fucking...
This is the meme. Did you know the meme where it's like, I wish that everything bad happens to you?
Yeah.
I hope you fucking die. The kind of like the angry face meme. I don't know. I'm not going to pull that up.
The sooner we all die, the sooner I can know peace again. Calm down, little battle fella. So you got liberals who are crashing out hard. They're crashing out hard because people are crab dancing that Genocide Joe is finally going to die after me tirelessly breaking his death for 6 months now. Once a week, probably more than that.
So I still want to know, like, how long do you think he actually has to live?
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay. Dementia. Okay. Dementia, his age. prostate cancer metastasized to his bones. I think I'll have to go 6 months too. I think 6 months. Let's see, where are we right now? May?
Because then we can clip this up. How much time does Joe Biden have to live? I'm saying I'll go 3 months.
3 months?
I'll go 3 months. Let's do July 4th.
All right, I'm going to go tomorrow.
Joe Biden will die on July 4th. I'm saying it right now.
Joe Biden dying on July 4th. Okay. I'm going to give it 6. Okay, hold on. A caveat. 6 months if he dies from the cancer. If he dies from the cancer. But he could die from another complication or just of old age or just natural causes at any fucking point in time. And the thing is, the treatment for the cancer might actually weaken him. So I'm going to stick with 6 months if it's directly from the metastatic cancer. I'm going to guess 4 months for he just dies. He just dies because he's old and fucked up.
Okay, 4 months. 4 months.
Okay, let's do 4.
That would be sick if he died on October 7th.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Okay, I'll get. Joe Biden will die in October. The latest. Joe Biden will die in October. Watch. For 3 months.
And it's so funny to me. Like, how bad a president? Let's think about this for a second. How bad a president do you have to be for the whole fucking internet to basically be celebrating you getting cancer?
See,
I mean,
people weren't like this with Jimmy Carter.
No,
he didn't.
They weren't.
Really, like, I mean, he was involved in a lot of like shit in like Indonesia and stuff. But remember when Henry Kissinger died? Everyone was like cheering for that.
Yeah. Well, think about all the presidents that have gotten sick. Like, nobody's like sitting there like cheering. Nobody's like actually, joking about it and being like thoughts and prayers for the cancer. Nobody's doing that. Joe Biden is the first president that I've actually seen people, a large group of people, actively celebrating the fact he's going to fucking die. That's how shit Joe Biden is. That's how angry everybody is. And rightfully so. Even if he didn't do the whole funding a genocide thing, I think they would still be pretty pissed off at him. But you add that on top of it, not to mention everything Trump's doing right now when it comes to Gaza, he needed Joe to set that shit up. Don't forget that. Don't ever forget that. Okay? One president comes in, they lay the groundwork. The next president comes in, and they just pick right back up. If you don't believe me, remember the kids in cages. Okay? That was some shit that just kept going along multiple administrations, just kind of whatever. Same thing with Trump's wall, right? Kept going across multiple administrations. You're voting for like aesthetics. You're voting for vibes. You're not voting for anything other than this. And there's no greater indication that this is a uniparty than the fact that one president can deliberately and decisively fund a fucking genocide.
And no one
and then the new president comes in and they just pick it up. They don't immediately stop it. They don't go, "Hey, you are committing multiple war crimes with our direct financial support. You need to fucking stop." No, just keeps going. Makes a weird AI video that was very haunting looking back, especially given what's going on right now. And that's that.
Liberals never really they were just, now they're still crying that they lost over a genocide. They can't reconcile the fact that genocide is bad. So they're still out here defending it. They're still out here saying like, "Oh, well, if you just buckled up and voted for Joe Biden, we wouldn't have what we're happening right now." Aren't you happy you didn't vote for Joe Biden as they bombed Gaza?
I mean,
I really want to say, like, getting cancer while actively bombing cancer hospitals is objectively funny. That's like an actually funny thing.
No, it's fucking hilarious.
That's like that's peak irony.
Well, yeah, because like, holy shit. How do you expect anybody at all to feel anything, a modicum of sympathy for you if you're doing things that are essentially just, and listen, it's not just like bombing the hospitals and all that, but not delivering on healthcare, all of it. You get sick. And then people are actually surprised that there isn't more empathy. Of course there isn't. Like, where is the empathy? Anyone in Gaza who has cancer has no recourse. The recourse is die. The recourse is maybe Israel will kill me before the cancer does. That's probably a thought someone in Palestine has had.
That is a thought that is absolutely a thought. And Biden will get treatment. He'll at least get chemotherapy. If you get cancer in Gaza, you're fucked. You're not getting anything. They can't even do surgery. They can't even get anesthesia for surgeries.
Nope.
So I really do wish the worst unimaginable hell for Joe Biden. Really.
Oh, from the bottom of my heart, I hope his end days are long, excruciating, and endless. I hope this drags on as pure torture for as long as humanly possible. Because Joe Biden, even though he seems harmless now that his brain is soup, has been an objectively terrible human being for his entire wretched fucking life. Decades and decades. He has been doing nothing but fucking over Americans every chance he can get. This is the crime bill guy, don't forget. So,
all actors on a world stage.
Again,
rest in peace, Joe Biden.
The States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.
What is your message to Hezbollah and its backer, Iran?
Don't. Since this terrorist attack took place, we've seen it described as Israel's 9/11. Well, for a nation the size of Israel, it was like 15 9/11s. Hamas's vicious attack on Israel, killing innocent lives and holding people hostage. I was there 9 days after. Sent pictures of tying a mother and a daughter in a rope, pouring kerosene on them, burning them, and watching as they died.
In my judgment, President Bush is right to be concerned about Saddam Hussein's relentless pursuit of weapons of mass destruction and the possibility that he may use them or share them with terrorists. And I will vote for the Lieberman-Warner amendment to authorize the use of military force against Iraq. And unlike my colleague from West Virginia and Maryland, I do not believe this is a rush to war. I believe it's a march to peace and security. Contrary to what some in my party might think, Iraq was a problem that had to be dealt with.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Joseph Biden admitted today that he committed plagiarism when he was in law school. He said it was a mistake.
A classic.
It was unintentional.
He quoted 5 pages of someone else's work without proper citation.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
He was given an F.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Joe Biden was victimized by the truth.
Every major crime bill that's come out of this Congress has had the name Joe Biden on that bill. We do everything but hang people for jaywalking in this bill.
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it. Give me a break.
Thank you.
You gotta look up at the center photographer up top of it. Here.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is so weird.
All right, well, nice to see you guys.
That's gonna be his legacy forever. Imagine dying like that, and like there's tapes of you out there with all this. He deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it was. I hope it was worth it. I hope his entire career of basically sidling up to power and finally helping Israel enact its final solution to the Palestinian question was fucking worth it. I hope it was all worth it, because he's going to go down in history forever as probably the worst president. Yeah, probably the worst president ever. Like, I'm trying to think in my mind, like, obviously Trump's up there too, but like, as far as like public opinion, he's going to be reviled. And like, what is he going to be known for? The main thing is going to be looking back on in history, when they're like looking in the history books, the main thing is absolutely going to be genocide. That's probably going to be his like main legacy, because, you know, people are going to be growing up and they're going to be like, yeah, so this US president was actually like complicit in funding and assisting in the Gaza genocide of this year. Like that's going to be it. And then it's going to be all the other shit and all the other scandals on top of that, covering up his cognitive decline, his, various corruption, and just all of the terrible shit he did throughout his whole life. This dude, Joe Biden, is going to, and I'm going to say this with my whole overly broad chest. Some say too broad. Might be a little too broad. I'm going to say this with my whole chest. Joe Biden is going to leave the world a worse place than when he found it. Objectively correct.